Greetings and welcome to I Am Powered by Love TV. And I want to thank you for tuning in. This is the Awakening Ascension process, part 2, bringing to you all of you with much love, much light, strength, joy, peace. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff here. Stay tuned, get plugged in, share with someone. I am a light worker. I am a healer. I'm also an Akashic record reader. I should have turned that down. I know that's really loud, so I hope it's okay. I don't want to stop recording. I've been moving and channeling for a while, and you can find more about me at www.IamPoweredByLove. But I'm powered by love, but so are you. And we're going to be talking a lot about love, because right now, to pick up where part 2 left off, we're talking about love and light. And this is how we overcome fear. And how do we get there? How are we opening up our heart chakras? How are we, moving past subconscious programming and thinkings and patterns and systems that we've accepted, allowed, and brought into our lives as a way of thinking, believing, and creating who we are, where we are, and how we got here today in April of 2020. So first off, I want to talk straight away about some of the major things in the channel. If you haven't watched my energy update, if you haven't tuned in to the moon report that I did, please also check those out, because what we're experiencing right now today is April 1st. So what we're experiencing now, what we'll see up until like April 4th and 5th, days preceding the full moon, we're going to start seeing some intensity within us. This is to encourage us to challenge what we believe. This is part of Ascension. This is a part of the duality, the dichotomy of living in the ego, an altered state, through the subconscious, to the consciousness, connecting to your soul, that higher self, the thing that we've been talking about for a long, long time. So that's that. You're experiencing the challenging of your own mind. Our mind has already 2 parts, but the dichotomy of the duality there is causing the break with reality. So we're going to be experiencing, I talk about, frustration and anger, lots of, disparity, worry, immense amounts of fear are about to, bubble up a lot more. And then while other people will experience, peace, an extraordinary amount of calm, and, deeper insights. And so we're going to be looking at that. And then also, right with the full moon energies coming in, there's so many more planets and movements shifting our energies. Some people are going to be reacting very ruthless, very extreme, extraordinarily self-righteous, and some even prejudiced, for that matter. We're going to see obsessive behavior, selfishness, greed, panic, jealousy, rage, revenge, racism, violence. These things are just parts of the wave as people are experiencing this shift in reality. And, so I want you to be mindful of these things that I'm saying, because we all are here together experiencing the exact same reality. It's unprecedented that we all are seeing and witnessing the catastrophic shutdown of world systems at the same time, looking at massive amounts of death. This can lead to also, deep sorrow, panic, fear, worry about our health in ways never before. So looking at the Ascension process, and it's just vital to understand that fear, which is a lower based energy, attracts more heavier, denser things, some of those very behaviors that I was talking about. And those behaviors are locked inside of us as unknown, unaddressed wounds, heals, pain, damage, rejections, abandonment, things that we experienced in our karmic patterns that we were supposed to be working out over the course of our lifetimes. And so because we haven't dealt with how we feel or where this story is coming from, Because even with awakening, you still have to heal. Trust me, I know. I've been awakened for over 2 decades now. So I can promise you that just because you awaken doesn't mean that your crap that's buried inside of you, or that you've tucked away or hidden, or dug, buried deep below, isn't going to surface. We have to heal that, eradicate it, remove it, clear it, release it. All those words equal healing. So when I say the healing, these are concepts and things that happen as we rewire the brain to align with the ascension energies. And so that's what I mean when I say activate. It's in your DNA. It's already in your cellular structure. It's already coded in your soul. So when we're talking about higher self, true self, awakened self, it's your soul. That's why I just stick with the basics. Soul. I'm talking about your soul self, your true self, the self of you that is non-presidential, non-judgmental, filled with unconditional love, has all your gifts, talents, and abilities, has all the divine essence of aligning you with the universe so that you can create universal abundance for your lives. It's us. It's the personality self. It's the ego self. It's that self says, I got to get out here and grind. I got to get out here and hustle. We're moving away from all of that stuff. It's not working. How many of you have grinded? How many of you have hustled? How many of you have, 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and, have families and children that never see you, husbands and wives that, there's tension and conflicts because you don't and can't have quality time with the families that you're creating. Still don't have enough money, still not happy, still trying to, make it look like you're successful and abundant and, still miserable. These are all the systems that we're challenging as a collective. Okay, I'm glad the music went off. It must have heard my plea of, I want to, channel this in really nice and well. So it's going to be vital that we open up our heart. And the only way that we do this is by really getting down to the core of what our story is and why we don't live heart-centered lives now. Why we're not living with fully activated and working, balanced, and healed chakras. Why we aren't really creating the lives that in our dreams, our inspirations, the things that really we're passionate about, that we love about ourselves and who we are. Is it because we don't really believe it? So awakening is about to start bringing in these signals and all the things that you wished you could have done and all the things that you wanted to do and all the things that you've been dreaming about. And plus the collision now of being at home and having to deal with yourself is bubbling that information up. So we're going to start seeing those waves here between now and I'd say I'm hearing between the 12th and the 17th, on top of multiple other energies that are happening, because there's a lot of planetary movements. And no, I am not an astrologist. This is all coming from channel. I don't, that's not mapping. I'm not a map maker of the quest. So that's not my skill set. So when I say map maker, I'm really talking about true astrologists and people who can read and understand the nodes and charts. And, it's great to have other light workers and friends that do that. So I never have to really get overly deep in understanding. I just channel the information down, share it with those clients and friends and loved ones who understand. Now I have an opportunity to share it with you, and thank you again for tuning in and listening. Also, with that, okay, we have quite of other planets that are coming in. We've got a peekaboo from Jupiter, very expansive, extraordinary planet, but it's also in conjunction with Pluto. Now, why do I know this? Because I had to ask someone, and also because my channel said so. So I wanted to better understand where this mixture is coming in and why I kept hearing we're going to see some more regulations, restrictions, and actually laws being mandated as the spread of the virus continues to grow in massive amounts. And so with that, the Ascension is asking us to really begin to hold space for more love. Yeah, we have to really begin to love ourselves in truth. Self-care was a diversion. I'm going to let that sink in for a minute. self-care was a diversion. We really never cared to really understand where we feel and how our feelings and our thoughts were creating the life. So we just bought more stuff to make us feel better, but we had a spiritual need. And now the ascension, the collective activation of awakening worldwide is happening to our counterparts all over. We are all earth dwellers, and it's happening worldwide. So people are beginning to see that what we've been saying and holding in our hearts, this isn't working for us, is now bringing in, the knowledge in a more clear way. So we are now colliding with not just ourselves, but again, with the reality that life is changing. The structures of the world are changing. And guess who's responsible for that? We are. Are we going to hand them back over the keys to the world a second time? This is what they're asking us to check. Are we just going to go back to the norm with nukes and arms and racism and hatred and intolerance? Is this the world we want, where the bankers rule the world, where the lawmakers hand out injustice left and right? Is this what we really, really want? Or do we want to have a say, a real say in our lives? But we have given up and we've given in, and this is why this is happening. I want you to clearly understand that we've all said this. There's nothing, my voice doesn't matter. Nothing's going to change. So for the next 17 days, easy, we're going to see a lot of shifts and a lot of secrets coming out that's going to help us make more informed decisions. And even though they don't want the secrets to come out and we really won't have a full scale of information, I can tell you this much, that what the real thing, the biggest part of the thing that you need to know that they're hiding from you is that using your fear as energy gives them power. That's how they've stayed in power. Us, our life force, our battery, our chi, our energy is the source. Just like when you plug in a Duracell, or when you plug in your charger to a phone, it sources something. Energy sources something. And since we're not using it to create the lives we deserve, where's all that energy going? I'm going to let that sink in for just a minute. Where does it go? If we're creating crappy lives, where is the rest of the energy going? Because we already know our lives suck. We know that we're not happy. So this is a part of it. When we shift our energy and we are free, when we are awakened, when we are enlivened, when we are activated as the stardust stuff that we are, as divine from source energy that we are, we cannot be controlled. We truly become real free thinkers. Because we're not freely thinking right now. We're responding to the triggers and the stimulus that they send us. So in this awakening, in the month of April, because I'm going to talk from April to July, because there's some retrogrades happening in May and June that are going to take us to the next wave of the awakening in July. So I'm going to attempt with 3 videos, maybe 4 videos, to talk about this next time span. So this is just part 1 and 2, and then I'll drop the other ones. I can tell you now that here, just in the month of April alone, we're going to see hidden secrets, our own hidden secrets coming up into our consciousness of what we can bear, because some of our secrets and some of the things that we've experienced, are in our lives, are hidden from us. And I myself, I'll share one of the secrets that I have that just came up 2 months ago. I work with a lot of healers that I don't work with, I work with, healers with other modalities so that I can continue growing in my process too. So anyway, I was having some reflexology done, and we were talking, and so as we were talking, I had this image, and then I just started crying, and what she was saying to me brought up something that I didn't even realize was there. But I was harmed and violated at a very, very young age, and so I've never had a physical massage in my life, and so the knowledge of feeling very uncomfortable in hospitals is why I've worked so hard to maintain a perfectly beautiful immune system. I've never had anything in my life, as well as I've never had, I stopped having inoculations when I was 19 years old, and so I am 4 decades from 19, just so you know. Almost 4 decades from 19. I'm not that old. Anyway, so as I was laying there, I saw the image, and they showed it to me myself, and I was like, I just busted out in tears because I didn't correlate the fact that I didn't want to be touched by, anyone and be vulnerable in that way, to actually just lay down and have a massage or, treatment was too vulnerable, and I didn't realize it. And so I just let that go, just like that. But that's the stuff that I'm talking about. Some things we don't even realize are in there. Worked with a client just a few days ago who also didn't remember that her young sibling of 6 months old passed away when she was a little girl herself, 3 years old. So there's things that we have trapped in our subconscious to help keep us sane so that we can make it through life without immense pain. Anyway, so I sidebarred there. So I'm going to back that up. All right. So from the 17th moving forward, we have some other energies coming into play, and those energies are to even heighten our awareness of how serious the Ascension energies are that are coming to us now. So we're going to see a serious uptick in death, and so there'll be some new laws and some new regulations, and we'll have to plan some new routines for our families and make those adjustments as they start handing down those more restricted areas. Some countries are already locked down in real quarantines. We're going to start seeing that, and a mixture of more intensities will come. Yet again, here we are being asked to heal ourselves. So we want to spend some time cultivating routines and activities that will lend to the release of the healing of and assisting the activation of it, because some of us will go into resistance while others will feel lost and really not know exactly where to go or who to talk to or who understands what's happening, which is why I'm talking about it for the first time live. Now, I talk about this stuff all the time. This is all I work in, and this is predominantly, although my coaching program says it's one thing, it's called Mind Engineering Consciousness, and this is what I've been doing my whole life, is activating people into awakeness and awareness so they can use that power of the healed self, bringing forward their soul self so they can create their lives, the lives of their dreams, doing and being who they want to be without any static of fears and doubts and trepidations of what they can and cannot do. And so we're still now under abundance. The whole universe literally has just bent over the earth, is watching everything that we do, and is sending us so much love and light and strength and energy so that we can get these healings, that we can get this work done from within so that we can come together as we stand together, because we matter. We matter. We've let everybody else speak for us. We vote for a process that we know don't work. Where other countries, they just have rulers They don't even get a say. It's time out now. We've called it into our existence. We manifested this so that we can lay claim to our own power and empower one another. And the activation point of activating the counterpoint of my level of vibration and energy corresponds and directly impacts your level immediately. So can you imagine what the stay at home, keep 6 feet apart, that does for the connectivity of activation that we're here to help each other with, which is why staying in tune with people who really know the know and can really give us that boost, myself included. And I'm not going to lie. I know what I know. And I'm so grateful that I know so many other great healers and then have other modalities and have other abilities that can assist in this process. I'd be more than happy to point you along the way. So I'm going to wrap up here. I have some notes because I sidetracked, and so that's why as I channel, I write down. As you can see, it's just super scribbly. I mean, it's so scribbly, I can't barely read it. That's how fast my channel comes down. So I've gotten sidetracked, and I want to be able to keep you on track as well. So as we work together in love, we begin to dismantle these systems along with the universe, who's assisting us with the not only our personal ascension, but the ascension of the planet from one reality, the 3D reality, from the 4th to the 5th. So we're really actually, this awakening takes us to two different dimensions, basically. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th, that's technically 3, which is why there's 3 waves. So the next biggest push, as you heard in the first video, is July 22nd. And so we're collapsing all of those, and they've already collapsed them. So actually, we're in 5D at a 0 point energy, which means everything you're thinking is going to be rapidly manifested in the 6C. So we're talking about forgiveness, because we are going to have to be healing the justice systems of the world, financial structures, as well as uniting people together. And now remember, everyone right now is filled with fear and is unhappy and feeling depressed. These things have to be lifted. I'm saying this again because, again, it's written down, so it must be, you need to hear it over and over and over and over and over. The ascension in consciousness is here for us now, of all of humanity. And we're asking so now when I write I write what they say. So we're asking that humanity come together in prayer and seeking of a better way of living, deserving of the systems and the systems that we desire to create for something that's going to be better for all earth dwellers, for all of humanity, for all the commonwealth, for all human beings on this planet, and not just serving a 1 percentile of the people here. But the reason why we don't believe it is because it's been beaten into us for decades after decades after decades. And we've watched our parents grow up under this tyranny. We watched our parents' grow up under this tyranny. We watched those parents grow up under this tyranny. And we're raising our children today under the same tyranny. Right? So the end of systems means we have to end the parts of ourselves that are connected to them. Realize that we are already self-sustaining entities. We are divine by nature. I follow Neil deGrasse Jr., I believe he's a junior, and he always talks about being, and I just love that he breaks science into spiritual terms, because in our DNA is star stuff. And we've been hearing this, but we don't really understand what that means, right? We don't get it. Because we already feel so powerless. We're already so devastated. They're already stealing all of our life force energy just to survive on the planet and say we're here. We've had enough. I know you've had enough. So the ascension is this part. It's a matter of the soul and the heart. And when we free up our heart from hurts and pains and wounds of the past, we can free up space by eradicating those pains and fears. and allowing the soul to anchor in its rightful place so we can be in peace and see that we deserve and we are co-creators with Source Creator. And right now, while we're at the 0 point, we can start turning this around. Because if we don't start doing it now, the retrogrades moving forward are going to use the Ascension energies to turn your inside world, your internal world, upside down. And it's already whack and jacked and messed up. We know that. Everyone talks about it. You know, when I'm outside in the world, I already see so much pain and feel so much. As an empath, it's, you know, isolation, pseudo quarantine. Well, first of all, you can't quarantine me, but, you know, I live at home with my kiddo, you know, so I don't know, you know, how better else to tell you, saying 3 words at one time, that this is a time here to understand that it's your freedom. Your soul is beckoning to you for freedom. So, and then moving into May and June, we're going to see some more inner struggles about our ability to travel, our ability to even go outside. Our individual rights will begin to be more on a short leash. So the need of us to really come together in an understanding of who we truly are and what awakening really means, what we've really been talking about. Sorry, I guess the sunshine is coming right in right now. So this is where, you know, we begin to release. We have to release the old to be able to apply the new upgrades, the new charge, the new activation. You're already being activated. You can't stop it. And so it's already there. And the other part of the trick is send everyone home to sit up under EMF radiation with all their devices, and will weaken their immune system even more. Because we know they'll watch TV and they'll sit on their cell phones, and all the radiation from the signals and the electronics will help weaken even more their immune system. We've already stressed them out. We've already provided enough fear. We created and used pandemics, and, you know, we do it every time, and they fall right into fear. This is even better. Let's send them home and make them sicker. They're more worried, and now they're just stuck at home. We won't let them go anywhere. And then because we're so fearful of this happening to us and our families, and what are we going to do, it's just making the sickness spread more rapidly. So while you're at home, I want you to follow me. If any of this resonates with you, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, jump onto my website, sign yourself up for the Consciousness Journal. It's my online magazine. I haven't posted the new workshops. The workshops are going to be the bomb, though. They're going to be helping with all of these things that I talked about. These workshops are going to be specifically designed to help you move from anxiety to stress and fear and worry, depression, sadness, loss, and grief to faith, hope, joy, peace, tranquility, gratitude, love, activation, soul activation, align, with your purpose and the reason why you're here on the planet, because that's really ultimately what you want to know is, why am I here? Well, this is why. So you can change the freaking earth. Help us help one another. That's why we're here. You have a gift, a talent, and a dream that you've been wanting to bring to life, but you just said, no, I can't do it. My credit's bad. The credit system, it works with the bank system and the medical system and this and that and all these systems. Done. They're done. We've got to come up with our own better way, and maybe that might be you. Maybe you have some ideas sitting at home that you just never even told anyone about because you thought they were stupid. So my friends, I want to thank you, and follow me, like me, connect with me, because I'm so connected. And listen, I'm asking for your prayers. Please support the prayer box. You'll see the link below. I took off my donations for PayPal and Cash App because I don't need that. What the world needs now is your prayers. And I have a prayer box where I and several other people, we actually come together and pray. We do a lot of nonprofit work. The money goes directly to nonprofit. We support women and children who are in domestic abuse. These people are homeless right now. Right now, they were homeless before all this. And now with everything shut down, those facilities are closing ranks really quickly. So we need to be helping those women and children who were victims of domestic violence, drugs and alcohol, who need our help. The prayer box. Send your messages of prayer for your loved ones or for your family, and know that there's a circle of prayer for you. You can find that information in the link. It's also on my website, at the footer of the website, the prayer box. Your donations are welcome. Thank you very much. And if you want to know more about how I'm going to help you provide universal abundance through job loss, follow me at the link under Universal Abundance. The link is there. Follow me. And again, share, love, like. Be with me. We matter. I am powered by love. Namaste.